Alright, so I'm going to be talking about keto tips for you beginners. When it comes to keto, people, all you need to do is avoid carbohydrates, okay? So what are carbs? Carbs that are like bread, pasta, cereal, sugary things, okay? Soda, fruit juices, certain vegetables, things to that nature, okay? When you see bread, when you see pasta, when you see french fries, when you see potatoes, tater tots, things like that, that contains carbs and proteins and of course fats. However, primarily it is carb related. So you want to avoid carbs at all cost, okay? And that's how you enter ketosis. When your body switches over to ketosis, that's when your body will begin to utilize its own fat as fuel, resulting in weight loss over time. Especially if you do this on a daily basis, you'll be a fat burning machine throughout the day, every single day, if you stay with this ketosis state, right? So it takes about 2 to 3 days in order to enter ketosis, right? So step one is to eliminate all carb foods from your diet, okay? So when I say eliminate, meaning that you don't consume any carb related foods, okay? So like I said, avoid pasta, cereal, stuff like that. Now, in order to understand what you're eating, if you have no idea, then you want to flip over whatever you have in front of you and read the nutrition label. It'll give you a breakdown: protein, fats, and carbs. Now, what you want to look for is the carbohydrate count. See if it's up or down. Okay, if it contains 0% or 0 grams or whatever the case might be, then it is obviously not carb related. It has 0 carbs. Therefore, it is good for you to consume, or it is beneficial for that matter, because the whole goal when it comes to the keto diet is to enter ketosis. So anything that contains essentially 0 carbs is a keto friendly food. And many of the foods that are, in grocery stores and at restaurants, you will see the word keto friendly, okay? And when you hear that or see that, that means it has essentially 0 carbs. Anything above about 20 grams of carbs or anything like that will break your ketosis, and you won't utilize, or you aren't utilizing the keto diet properly, okay? So the keto diet strictly focuses on essentially zero and virtually 0 carbs, okay? And you want to just read the nutrition labels and go from there, and pretty much that is it, okay? So now, what should you be striving for when you are on the keto diet? Well, you want to strive for healthy fats and healthy proteins, and obviously 0 carbs, right? And the healthy fats, things like nuts, seeds, um, avocados, coconut, those are the healthy fats, okay? And you want to consume those, and fishes, right? And the proteins, obviously, you want to get the lean cut proteins. Any protein source will do the trick. Obviously, you're choosing for the protein source. It's not like it's carbs where everything is like junky nowadays. Protein, it's hard to find something that is junky when it comes to protein. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to your fats, now that is the tricky part, okay? Because fats can be deceiving, and carbs. But since we're not consuming carbs, we're not considering carbs. We're not we're not having that in mind. So the fats, as I said, you should be striving for healthy fat sources, okay? So the healthy sources of fish, the avocados, the coconut oil, the nuts, the seeds, okay? Those are very beneficial for the human body. They contain powerful nutrients, stuff to that nature. So you cannot go wrong with that. And you want to avoid like deep fried foods and bad oils and stuff like that, and that's much harder to examine or to dictate, because a lot of the food places won't tell you, or they'll keep it secret, or whatever the case might be. And that from that, you just have to make a judgment call off the bat and just go from there. Typically, if you look at something, you could tell if it's over greased, over oil, whatever the case might be. You can sometimes taste it, what kind of oil it is, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? It's all about like just judging what you're eating, and that's what everyone should do in the first place. And this is why a lot of people are either overweight and or unhealthy and or anorexic, right? Because they're not aware of what they're eating, they're not mindful about it, they don't have the knowledge when it comes to nutrition, which I understand because in America, nutrition is like scarce when it comes to like learning about it or understanding about it or teaching it. I don't know why it's like a weird thing when it comes to like education and nutrition. Sure, some schools would teach about it, but they don't go to the extent where like, health matters and health is wealth essentially, right? They would tell you, you need to eat healthy, but they don't go beyond that, which they should. But yeah, so the keto diet is to help you to reduce the bad carb consumption. Most of the junk food that are out there are carb related, and many of the people indulge excessively on these carb related junk foods, therefore resulting in weight gain over time, leading to obesity, health complications, insulin issues, metabolism issues, so on and so forth, mental issues, physical issues. The list goes on and on. And this is why the keto diet is so popular, is because what I just said, it removes that aspect. It removes the ability, you having the ability to go after junk foods or carb related junk foods. You know what I mean? So my tip after you've done this, approach, or once you're done with this journey, is to be aware and be mindful of what you're eating and what you should be, striving for. Be aware what you're supplying your body with. You know what I mean? So when it comes to carbs, you want to have the healthy carbs. Always strive for the healthiest carbs, right? Sure, you could grab like a can of soda, one can of soda per day, or you can eat some cookies here and there, but not every single day, and especially not throughout the day. Okay, so the healthy carbs consist of like oatmeal, stuff like the rice, stuff like that are very healthy. The junky carbs typically are like fast food carbs, the french fries, deep fried foods, the desserts, stuff like that. Many of the desserts are carb related, so that is like a main culprit for many people. Soda, sugar, bread, pasta, so on and so forth. Now, I'm not saying pasta is bad by any means. I'm not saying, spaghetti is bad. I'm not saying bread is bad by any means. But it's the way people abuse carbs. A lot of people indulge, like I said earlier, excessively on carbs or in carbs or whatever you want to go about. You know what I mean? It's the excessive part, okay? Now, a lot of people don't excessively consume protein because protein isn't as tasty, you know what I mean? And it's not really junky or dessert like carbs are. Majority of the junk food out there are carb related, like I said earlier, and the protein sources aren't really dessert like, so you really can't indulge excessively on it like you can do with carb foods, right? So that's why a lot of people are overweight and they have no idea and they think it's something, but in reality it's their excessive use of or excessive consumption of carbs, especially the bad carbs. Okay, so if you are overweight, here's my tips to help combat this. Obviously, strive for the healthy carbs, remove all the junky carbs, and start exercising, start fasting, start the keto diet. I wouldn't utilize that keto diet for X amount of time because it is dangerous to your health, and carbs are very important for the human body. So, be very mindful and aware when utilizing any type of diet. You don't want to have a prolonged diet going on. Like I said, it could impact your health. So that is that. But definitely exercising, eating healthier, drinking more water, avoiding the junky carbs and sugars would definitely help promote a healthier body, and it will dramatically help with weight loss, especially with the stubborn fat that you have, or if you have, it will definitely help get rid of that, and your body will begin to restore its metabolic rate and regular processes to help the body becoming more efficient and whatnot. Basically, that's it, people. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding dieting, fat loss, the keto diet, whatever the case might be, please leave me a comment down below and subscribe to stay tuned in.